and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a book review for something a little bit different. I don't read that many novellas, but this was an accidental pickup. I did not know how long this book was when I picked it up because no one had it in store. So let's talk about... Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing... Hello and welcome to my channel. Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a book review for something a little bit different. If you haven't noticed on this channel, I don't read a ton of novellas because I just tend not to pick them up. I like full-length stories. I would prefer to read something 600 pages than 130 pages. That's just kind of how my brain works. So this was a huge surprise because it was accidental. I did not know this was a novella when I picked it up because this book was not in any bookstores around me. I have a ton of bookstores around me. I'm in a city. They did not have it at a single bookstore, which is a tragedy. It is a tragedy because this is actually a pretty big author. Like, they have some really good books. And so I'm really surprised that this was not in bookstores. So I ended up ordering it off of Amazon because it's the only place I could find it. I guess I could have done Book Depository, but I ended up just doing Amazon because I wanted it like yesterday. So I ended up ordering it, and when it showed up, I was like, this is tiny. This is a very small book. this is a very small book. And when I say small book, I mean like 130 pages. And like I said, it was a novella, and I was shocked, and I was kind of instantly disappointed because I just tend not to like them, but boy did I enjoy this one. So the book that we're going to be talking about today is Even Though I Knew the End by C.L. Polk. So the reason that I picked this up was, I mean, look at that cover. Look at that cover. It is stunning, stunning. And it's supposed to be a sapphic tale about two women who are living in like the 1920s era, and they have a relationship together, and there's some weird magical stuff going on. So there is a magic system, and some people have different little gifts. Like, nothing's like super, super powerful. Kind of, like, there are some powerful people, but it's little gifts. Like, our main character, she is able to go and like read a scene, and she can talk to spirits next to like dead bodies and stuff like that. So turns out she's like a detective. Our main character is a detective, and she is working on a case that turns out to be way different than normally what she looks at. It's very complicated, and she has to figure out what's going on, and there's ramifications if she's able to solve the case. And it's very cool. It's so cool. And there's a lot in this that I wasn't expecting. Let me read you the synopsis because there's just so much in this book. A magical detective dives into the affairs of Chicago's divine monsters to secure a future with the love of her life. This sapphic period piece will dazzle anyone looking for mystery, intrigue, romance, magic, or all of the above. An exiled auspix who sold her soul to save her brother's life is offered one last job before serving an eternity in hell. When she turns it down, her client sweetens the pot by offering up the one payment she can't resist: the chance to have a future where she grows old with the woman she loves. To succeed, she is given 3 days to track down the White City Vampire, Chicago's most notorious serial killer. If she fails, only hell and heartbreak await. So it's just like so good. So originally I wanted to read this because I thought it was a H.H. Holmes kind of thing because he was called the White City Kill, something like that. Nothing to do with him. Nothing to do with him. That was like a little bit of a disappointment, but that was more me like reading into it. Otherwise, take that out of it. It was so good. The mystery aspect of it. This is literally like 133 pages, and this had more plot, more connection with the characters, more interesting things than some 500-page books that I've read, and some recently that I've read. So this was a huge win, and I'm so excited to pick up more books that they've written. I have looked at a few, and I actually had some on like my list. I didn't realize it. So I'm excited to pick up more books that they've written. Let's talk about what I liked, even though I've kind of talked about it. First of all, this was a 4 stars. I gave it a 4 stars because my biggest qualm with this is that it wasn't long enough. Like, I really wanted a full-fledged book out of this because there was so much that you could have done with this. The author had so much to work with because it's such a unique magic system, and there's like like angels and demons things going on, and then there's secret organizations going on. So it kind of flops you right into the middle of the story, and it works because you're just kind of, it did take me about a chapter to like get my bearings. I was like, wait, what's happening? I don't understand some of the things that they're saying. So it took me about a chapter to be like, okay, I get where we are, we're good. And once you're in it, you're like in it. So I just really want like an origin story that comes before this or stuff that comes after. And it's kind of a little open-ended at the end, kind of. I mean, it's called Even Though I Knew the End, so you kind of can guess what happens at the end when you start reading it. And it's just, it's so good. I want to know what happens after. I want to know like everything about this. I want to like read about the relationship, how it started, and just get more of the Chicago vibes of this time period. It's so good, so good. And a lot of it takes place, not a lot of it, but some of it takes place in the speakeasy environment, and it's so cool. So anyway, like I said, I already pretty much am saying what I like about it, but I love the time period. I feel like you can really, really feel the time period. I love the romance. You can really feel the connection between the two characters, and there's some like longing and pining going on in there because of the situation, because it's obviously frowned upon for women to be together in this time period. So there's a little bit of that, and it's hard, like it's difficult. You really, really feel the relationship and like the angst that they're going through. There is amazing, like I said, I love the magic system. It's really interesting because everyone kind of has their own thing that they do, and it's never really explained fully because they don't really understand where it comes from. It's just they're able to do certain things, and it is kind of explained where it comes from later, but you don't know that until like later in the book. And then there's like the good versus evil talk discussion, selling your soul discussion, all these different kinds of things that are going on in this book that I loved. It's so good, and I just can't believe how much it packed in for 131 pages. I feel like everyone who wants to try out or read a novella should read this. Like, this is so good. The vibes are so good, and it leaves a really good emotional impact. Like, I cried a little bit at the end. I don't cry that much in books, and I actually kind of cried at the end of this one, and it made me do that on 131 pages, 133 pages. That's pretty impressive. And there's just a lot of emotional relationships. So that's what I liked about it. What I didn't like about it, nothing. Just that it wasn't longer. Like, I do wish that this was longer. I feel like there were some things that I really wanted explained more, but it was really good the way it was. So as much as I would love this to be a full-length novel, and if for some reason they decide to come out with a full-length novel, I would buy it instantly. This was great. This was great. Fantastic. Had a great time reading this. Like I said, it was a 4-star, not a 5 because it did take me a little bit to get into it. Still don't super love novellas. Like I said, I would rather this be a full-length book, but I did very much enjoy this. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say about this. I just think everyone should try reading this. It's really good, and I'm really sad that this isn't in bookstores. Like, what are you doing? Like, it wasn't in any of the Books A Millions, any of the Barnes & Nobles. I didn't see it in any of, like, our independent stores around here. Like, what are you doing? This needs to be in the bookstores. This is great representation, great time period. It's short. People are going to love this. Like, what are you doing? You're missing out on an opportunity here. So, many of you probably haven't heard of this, but now you have, and you need to go check it out. It's really good, and you're going to love it. And yeah, that's all I got for this, because I don't want to talk about spoilers, because it's so short. I don't want to talk spoilers. I want you to go read it and enjoy it. It's so much fun. And that's all that I have to say. Make sure you subscribe, like the video. Hopefully more reviews coming out. I'm trying to do some reading vlogs. I am terrible at reading vlogs because I get distracted and I start reading other things, but we're trying. We're trying. And yeah, that's all I got. So I will see you guys in the next video.